Hello, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Queen Cancer Tarot channel. My name is Catherine, and I am the host. I am here to bring you clarity, guidance, and love messages. And today we're going to be doing part 2 of our You versus Them. We're going to be taking a deeper dive into your person's energy. We will look at any conflicts, obstacles, or challenges that you may be facing. And we will also look at any advice coming from spirit or any just general advice that may come up for you throughout the reading. We will also focus on, we will focus on any past, current, and future energy when it comes to your person. We'll look at the oracle messages first, and then, as we did for you, we will look at the tarot messages. Now, in the past reading, if you didn't get to see it, you guys, I will provide a link in the description box below. All you have to do is click on the more. You may not even have to in order to see it. Just click on the link below and that'll take you to that reading, or you can just go and watch and look for my previous videos. But the last reading I did, we focused on your energy, Cancer, and it talked about having boundaries and how those boundaries sometimes bother other people. And when that happens, you may just have to kind of give them a little side eye and just see what is bothering you so much about me having boundaries. Okay, what is it about the boundaries that I have that is bothering you? Why are they bothering you now? Did I not have them before? Perhaps maybe you need to look at that a little closer and hone into this. So in this case, I do feel very strongly this is perhaps a close relationship or a soul tie. I am getting someone who's very connected to you, and this person connected to the point of, obsessive, with that devil energy coming through very, very strong here. So let's just see what is going on with them. Why, it's going on with them, if we can. Find out why they're reacting to the way, or why they're reacting the way they are towards your boundaries. You know what I mean? So we're going to take a look at that. But first, I wanted to talk about this devil and wheel of fortune before we look at your person's energy with the oracle. Just the fact that this came up. I mean, obsessive energy, and we have the world here. This can talk about travel, but more in a bigger picture sense, it can talk about you having closure and moving on, right? Shifting. Your thoughts could be shifting, your ideas, your morals may even be changing in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Your values, let's say your values, not necessarily your morals, but your values may be shifting. All right. And this happens with maturity. Okay. In a natural sense, I mean, with most people, as they mature, their values may shift. They may get more honed into their core values that they have, or they may start to, experience life and things for themselves and start to understand that things aren't necessarily the way they always thought they were. Okay, which is usually the case in most people in one sense or another. Okay, but just when you win that battle, right, and you get ready to close that door and move forward, here comes this devil energy, right? Wanting to stop you from moving forward, wanting to hold you back in a sense, right? And it could perhaps even be with marriage. This could be someone who is a soul tie or someone who you're connected with, but you're not married to, right? So with new career and organizing your energy, that is saying, listen, pay attention to those that have obsessive, unnatural, or unhealthy holds on you for any reason. Okay. Or if you feel bound or connected to a person, Okay. Find out what is at the core root of that reason why you feel bound to them. What is it about you that is keeping you from going in a different direction? Because if it weren't for that string, remember we talked about strings attached, which is funny. I'm bringing that up, but here we are again. Now, we talk about strings attached with the six of pentacles in the reverse. This is exactly what strings attached means, right? When it's in the upright, it's all about no strings attached. You're giving with no, not even expecting anything in return. You see what I'm saying? Or you're receiving something knowing that there's nothing that you could do in order to repay this person, or you know what I mean, or compensate for what you're getting. So no strings attached. But in this case, there are strings attached here. And with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, another thing I realized, I did say that this person would be, there was some envy here. It's more deep rooted than that. It's not even the fact that this person is necessarily jealous of what you have. They're jealous of the fact that they are not also in position, in alignment. Do you see what I mean? They're somehow jealous of the fact that you had the courage or even the audacity for some of you to change or to get better. You know what I mean? So it's, and I've seen it happen, you know, in some relationships, you know, that I've been in the past, where it's like, I knew that I never probably should have even been in the relationship, but just being my caring self, not just wanting to be like, okay, deuces, you know, just kind of like compassionately break free and go my separate ways. But for whatever reason, with every person I've tried to break away from, um, in a certain period of my life, which I realized why, had a lot of toxic energy going on. So I, you know, kind of like invited that in. And when I say toxic, I mean just needy or clingy to things. And yeah, very insecure in different ways. And so that attracted those either over controlling or narcissistic energies, or those that needed to dominate, or you know what I mean, or overpower in a certain sense. Almost like that slave master mentality. Unfortunately, it's, you know, I hate to say it, but it is a small scale form of what that is, right? Yeah, I don't agree with that. If you're going to be in a partnership, it's going to be just that, right? I don't know what this new age stuff is, but this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is very jealous. Okay. It's very jealous. It's very clingy. Like I said, holding on, not wanting to let go. And that is this, like, okay, clarity in the reverse, chemistry in the reverse. Like, what do you mean? You don't, what do you mean? You don't want to be intimate anymore with me. Like, we've been doing this all this time. Why now? Why now are you changing and saying you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to? Some people are like that, right? They question others, you know, values and their beliefs, and it's a scary thing, rather than maybe identifying that, okay, what is it that, you know, I'm so afraid of losing that I can't, or what is it that I cannot upgrade in my own life if I want to be with this person so much, to give them what they need in order to feel comfortable in that situation. So, you know, to each his own, and everybody is not strong enough internally to be able to do that. Sorry, I had all this stuff in the way, guys. But everybody is not always built up like that. Okay. Everybody does not have a strong sense of security about themselves, whether it's feminine or sometimes even these sassy maskies. Okay. That's what I'm going to call them, sassy maskies, and it's short for masculine. Sassy masculines. That's exactly what they are. And I will say that being on the feminine side of it, you want the male version of it, go to a male tarot channel. Okay. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. And so you take it how it resonates. Okay. So take it how it resonates. You guys know how it goes. And it goes the same for the feminines that try to be over controlling and bearing and hard and not in their feminine energy. And it's also another thing when people force others to be in the opposite energy because they're not capable or able or secure enough to be what they need to be in their own situations. Okay. Take it how it resonates. If you know, you know. If you got that, you got it. Okay. If not, rewind it and listen again. So we're going to move on. We're going to now look at this person's energy, past, current, future. We will look at the tarot messages or the obstacles. We will look at the oracle messages. Okay. Maybe they are a bunch of obstacles I'm feeling. But let's not be overly judgmental, but we already see, where this person was coming from, but let's see where they're really coming from. Past, current, future energy when it pertains to your person, Cancer. All right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Hit those like buttons. It does help the channel grow, and the notification system has changed. So that's the only way that these videos will get out to outside others other than subscribers and members. So we have time and we have lonely. So with time, it will happen within a month here. Okay, and this is in the past. So this could have been a month ago. And with lonely, it could have been not going out, feeling unwanted. And what did I say? Number 3, low self-esteem. Didn't I just say that? With this person, I feel that they may have hit a very low point. They were in their very insecure point of their life. Maybe you were leaving with the fact that you were walking out or leaving, or maybe you weren't walking out or just leaving them, but you were bettering yourself. And obviously you were in a position with them where you weren't your better self. So whether this person wants to take that personally, I feel like, as some used to say, and I know I did, if the shoe fits, go ahead, try it on. Okay, so I feel as though, and if it doesn't, hey, no harm, no hurt, no foul. Okay, so take it how it resonates, people. So yeah, I feel that is the exact case. It could have been this happened a month ago, because we're looking at the past energy here. And with lonely, again, yearning, right? Feeling as if no one cares. Okay, there we go with that. Obsessive, clingy, guilt driven. I feel like that's where it started, but I feel like it's going to get contentious with this person I'm seeing with that 5 of Wands. So let's just keep our eyes open. Let's see, what is the current energy here with Cancer's person? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Whoop, there it is. So first card out here we have is prison. Okay, so again, there it is, 8 of Swords. Okay, there's that block. There's that stop. Don't go, don't leave. I don't, stay with me. You have to stay. And then we have manifest, right? So again, this person is very much doing everything in their power, in their capability. And some of them even going extra steps to keep you stuck. Period, point blank. They don't want you to go. They want to keep you in prison. They want to keep you stuck. They want to be in control. This is that narcissist mentality. This is like, what do you mean you're not doing this anymore? What do you mean we can't do this anymore? Like, this person is not going to be doing well with this. They're not. Okay. Future energy for Cancer's person. Future energy. And then we'll look underneath the deck to see what we can't see behind the scenes. But just seeing how those cards came out. Huh. Yeah, so we have springtime. Okay. That is where we are now. So this could have, gosh, this could have happened within the span of a month, or this could be literally an energy of this person wanting to have, sexy time. You know what happens in spring, y'all. I'm just saying, birds and the bees, all right? I'm just saying. But we have blessings in the reverse here, and this is in the future energy for this person. And see, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about blessings. And with this devil energy, they're obsessed with you because of your blessings, because of your abundance. There's a reason why this person wanted to hold on to you, right? They are very much frustrated and angry about it, which is why they're coming and trying to attack your stability. Okay. That 10 of cups here represents stability, and this is your energy. And with that 5 of wands, this is you having to fight. Okay. Or either someone coming against you that you're living with. Maybe you lived with this person and you decided to move out, and this person is not happy about it. I'm telling you right now, they're not happy. They're not. Okay. Their blessings are walking away. They're leaving. The Wheel of Fortune has turned. It's shifted. It was in the upright when they were with you. They tried to hold on to that. They tried to do it in a controlling, obsessive, low vibrational energy, toxic, and it became not a blessing for you. Okay. And that's what they are. They would spring here. It's almost like springing into action because they see you leaving. All right. Under the deck here, behind the scenes energy. So we have looks coming through, and we have gather here. Now we had organized with your energy and new career. And look, we have looks, right? See, there's an energy of trying to get your attention, or either paying close attention. This person could be looking at you, watching you. Gather here, trying to get information. Again, it says, accept the invitation. And then we have community. It will be fun. Accept the invitation. So attending a party, right? Hosting a get together and looking. So this person could be stalking, watching, looking, or trying to get information, right? This person could be trying to get information, or this person could be trying to be a certain way in front of others. This person may be trying to get attention from others, or getting you to look at them or pay attention to them. Something about behind the scenes looks and gather. It's like they want you to pay attention to them. They want you to notice them. You see what I mean? They want you to notice them. Now we also look, travel. There it is. There it is. There's the travel card for me with the look. The Wheel of Fortune talks about travel. Okay. And it's like they want to stop you from moving. With travel, we have adventure. So some sort of risk. This also talks about traveling. Okay. Going to new places here. Right. And travel and adventure. So I feel like this person may even be watching you. There's an energy of, taking a risk. Okay. We have that double energy with the Wheel of Fortune. Again, be mindful when you are traveling and trying to go somewhere, or an energy of you just overall, big picture, leaving, right? Pay attention to how others are reacting to you, or how others are switching up on you when you're trying to move up, right? It doesn't mean you're moving away. You can move up and on and not move away, right? Because you can still care about people, be friends with people, have communication with people. You know what I mean? But some people don't look at it like that, especially those who are overly obsessive. They look at your anything that you're changing as some sort of threat to them, their existence, okay, their ego, whatever it is, okay. They're bothered by it tremendously. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle up a little bit and we'll go ahead and clarify with the tarot messages now. Going back in the past energy with your person, looking at time and lonely, being this perhaps could have happened a month ago or something that happened within a month. All right. And lonely. Tell me about time and lonely. Cancer's person, please. Time and lonely. 2 cards. If we can get 2 cards, that would be good. All right. So we have the 2 of Pentacles here, and it is in the reverse, y'all. So this is someone who is they're not able to really focus. Their things are not going the way they want them to go. There's also an energy of someone doing too much, all right? Or they bit off more than they can chew. They didn't realize the situation that they would find themselves in, okay? Also, someone who makes poor decisions, okay? Poor decisions with their time and their energy. So in the past, I feel that this person was reckless. I feel that this person they took advantage of your time and your energy in certain ways, perhaps even. And, you know, there's also an energy of, juggling, but doing a poor job of it. Okay, so this person had a lot going on. They could have been in multiple connections. Person could have been, cheating in the past, but not doing a good job of it, is what it's saying here. All right, you also look, the 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse. Okay, so already this is letting me know there's trouble in paradise. This is all about disputes within the family, at home, or problems, in the relationship. Okay. And this person, and typically I would say this person made poor decisions. They found themselves alone. You found yourself ascending, right? And it was all of a sudden thing. It was an all of a sudden thing. All right. And so now prison and manifest. Now they want to hold you back. Now this person is actually doing things to hold you back. With manifest, they're actually doing things. Okay. See, successful manifestations came out. And listen, Linda, listen when I tell you what I tell you. So we'll go with the king first. So the chancellor is the king in this deck. Wardens are queens. This is the king of swords. Okay. So the king of swords is all about doing what they feel is right or acting out of authority. Someone who, they're acting out of authority, in a position of authority. It's almost like they make the rules, or they know the rules better than anyone, right? And then we have this 8 of swords. 8 of swords, folks. 8 of swords with prison and manifest. Hello and hello. Do you see what I'm saying? So once again, with manifest, I feel like this person thinks that they can have whatever they want because they say so, but that's control, right? That's what people do when they're in prison, or when they're, like I said, a slave, or some sort of a master, okay, over someone. And it's just, this isn't the case here. Okay. Yeah, this isn't the case. Under the deck, we got that Nine of Pentacles. They're going to find themselves single, baby, and ready to mingle. Or this is where you have gotten your independence at this point, right? And they're trying to keep you from it. That's what they're trying to keep you from, is that Nine of Pentacles energy. That's what they want to hold you back from, is your independence. This could very much, like I said, with that abundance energy, the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like a lot of this focus is on money. And with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse in this person's energy, they ain't doing so hot. The finances aren't financing. Money is running low quickly. They're burning through it. Okay. This also represents bankruptcy. Just saying. And with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, bad money all over the place. Bad decisions, bad money, bankruptcy, bad choices. And now they're lonely. Now they're missing you. Because why? Their abundance has left. And they need to hold on to that abundance. Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. Just like I said. That's what this person is on. It's all because their blessings have run dry. Look, the spring is water springing. You think about water coming up out of the spring. Well, blessings is in the reverse. Their well has run dry. Cancer. Whew. Tell me about spring and blessings in the reverse. Sad for this person, but not for you. Let's see what we got going on here. Under the deck as I'm looking at it first. Ooh, baby. And does he look mad or not? Does he look mad or not? It's like he's holding on to that treasure like it's the last treasure he's ever going to have, and he knows it. He's angry because he only has 4 pentacles left out of the 10, that are upside down, the Wheel of Fortune that has flipped, the blessings that are reversed. You know what I'm saying? The well that is run dry, all these things. Yeah, this person is now with travel and adventure. It's almost like risky moves. They're now taking risks, or they're having to move a lot, right? And take risks, right? Because this person, things aren't looking the way they used to. Okay. They got to gather their finances. They got to get their money together. It's not popping like it used to. Okay. When their blessings were around, when you were around, you were their blessing. You were their blessing. And for some toxic reason, you left. Okay. And toxic because it was toxic and you wanted to move on. You wanted to do better. Now, look, that's so funny because look at the cards that we got here. And I looked under the deck first. See, they're mad. They're trying to hold on. We have the Death card here and the 7 of Swords. Okay. They're mad. There's an energy of being secretly salty. Okay. Because you are moving on. You're moving on. And like I said, with that 7 of Swords, there's an energy of, not wanting you to know, right? Not wanting you to know that they're mad, but they are mad. Okay? They are mad. And they also are having money issues and they don't want you to know about this. With that 7 of Swords and the Death card, this represents some sort of changes that they're going through behind the scenes, right? Changes they're going through behind the scenes. They're trying to hide it. They're being deceitful about trying to keep it a secret. Okay? They don't want you to know. Period. Point blank. It's coming out in cards here. Okay? And under the deck, we also have, with that Four of Pentacles, okay, we have the Ace of Wands here. Okay? Listen. And the Seven of Cups. See, not only are they upset, not only are they angry, right, with chemistry in the reverse, right, but we have the Seven of Cups here. Okay? It's all about trying to come up with some sort of plan of action, and also an energy of not having a lot of emotions. And I feel like the biggest one is just anger, just pure frustration, but really a lot of confusion as to how did this happen? You know what I mean? How did I end up in this situation? Okay. Because it's funny how the very thing that they're now wanting is the very thing, obviously, that they wasted time or did not give you until the well had run dry. You know what I mean? The well run dry. You stop putting out, you stop giving, you stop the abundance stopped coming, whatever it was they were getting out of the connection. We also have the Two of Cups here under the deck. And we have the Six of Wands, right? So this is all about with travel and adventure here, okay? So we have the Eight of Pentacles behind the scenes. So they're working on trying to get you to recognize them as your partner or as this equal give and take, right? That's what they want you to see them as, right? And there's an energy of going long distances or being willing to go far or take huge risks, perhaps, to go about doing this. Like they're willing to do something. With the Eight of Pentacles, there's just an energy of either paying someone or working really hard or being very focused on making this happen. And once again, we have it here. Confirmation. We have rooted here. This is number 5. Okay. This is the Hierophant. Yeah, let's go through the cards here just to make sure. I'm almost positive that is the, yeah, it is. Because the Empress is 3, the Emperor is 4, and yes, the Hierophant. Okay, so Ascension, the Hierophant also can represent Taurus energy. It can represent marriage. And remember what I said. This person is willing to even go as far as to pull that on you after the fact. That is after the fact, and that is the tactic here. So be wary of this happening. And if it does, especially in this time frame, just consider why it's happening. Okay? Just consider exactly why it's happening. So let's go ahead and look at the challenges. Challenges, obstacles, any conflicts that you may be facing with this person. So what's funny is I think I saw the karmic tie and we have karmic lesson. Let's see. No, spell love. Okay. So karmic lesson and spell love. Once again, this is all about that manipulation. And remember, I said this person is actually doing things. They're taking action. They're trying to come up with ways to teach you some sort of karmic lesson. This is somebody who is vengeful. They don't get their way, whether it's they don't consider whatever it means to you. They only consider they're not getting what they want here. And so this person is willing to go far. They're willing to take some sort of drastic action to show you, right? Quote, I'm doing quotes here to show you, right? Um, so we have fake busy and then feeling like ish with twin flames. Didn't I tell you that this person they're not going to let you know that they feel bad, that they feel like crap. They don't want you to know. They're going to hide it. Why? They're angry. See, and with cope, they're feeling frustrated. They're lonely. See, we have fairy tale, right? Phony, trickster, and illusion. This person is full of crap. They are. They're mad because there's an energy of not being able to cope with you gone. And period, point blank, this person was, they were obsessed with keeping you or holding on to you because they needed you. They needed the strings to be attached. And when you detach the strings, when you freed yourself from that captivity, it ruined their whole master plan. Hello. When you freed yourself from captivity, you ruined their master plan. Mm, mm, mm. So be wary of this person. They're feeling like crap behind the scenes, but they're going to puff their chest out and show you that they're going to make you pay for this type of energy. Okay. But behind the scenes, they're really just trying to cope with the fact that you're gone and they're angry. We have that flame that is creeping up on what looks like a beautiful like connection, right? But you see these flames off to the side. That doesn't look safe, right? It just looks like a campfire going wrong because it looks like the flames are catching on to the actual tent. And the tent doesn't look like it's one of those tents that's fireproof or in very good. It's just too close to me. Too close. The flames are too close together, right? And cope here. Yeah, this person is not able to cope with the fact that you are gone. And they're fake busy and feeling like ish at the same time. See? Pretending like they got it going on when all they can do is just stare at the wall, or either with twin flame and cope, they try to cope by getting some other emotional connection with that ace of wands. It's like this is their way of coping, right? Sleeping with somebody else, finding someone else to cure whatever that toxic thing is that they're dealing with instead of getting to the root issue, which is exactly what you were trying to do, right? Or at least just wanting this person to be able to do. So tell me about karmic lesson, or at least just the challenges here. Karmic lesson and spell love. Yeah. 7 of Wands. See, 7 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. See, this is all about learning a lesson or being taught one. With that 7 of Wands, this is defensive action, right? Fighting words. Somebody is going to teach a lesson, right? This is action, right? Taking action, taking a stand, right? Standing up for yourself, right? I'm going to teach you a lesson. You're going to learn about how you made me feel, how you hurt me, right? This person is now making them the victim when all you wanted to do was ascend. And if this person wanted to ascend as well, they were welcome, right? That's crazy. That's what is it with people thinking they own people these days? Tell me about fake busy and feeling like ish. So we have that 9 of Wands that's coming out in the reverse. See, this is all about someone who basically they are kind of defensive. Okay. They're on the defensive end of things. When it's in the upright, this is somebody who's, they're keeping they know that it's hard, but they're doing everything in their power to stick it out, right? They're standing their ground. They're burying their feet in the sand, and they're like, I'm gonna stand here with you and we're gonna work things out. Yeah, this is in the reverse. Okay. This person knows that there is no getting back together. It's almost like feeling defeated. Okay. Feeling defeated. And let's see how this card is. It's kind of hard to tell how it's laying. Yeah, this is in the reverse. I didn't know how it was laying, but we have the 3 of Cups in the reverse. Okay. So this is all about feeling isolated, feeling like you're all alone, feeling like all your friends have gone, feeling also an energy of wanting others or wanting this person to feel alone, right? Because you feel alone. Okay, there's that energy. This person, 9 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, feeling defensive, not wanting to, they're just wanting to give up. They feel like crap. It's like they just have lost all security. They were insecure at first, and now they're just defensive, to now they just feel like nothing is going to work, so they just give up and they just go buck wild. Now they're just isolating themselves, or they're doing things or saying things to others to try to isolate you or put you on an island. Anything to get you to feel bad, right? But with fake busy, there's this energy of pretending like they're not even concerned about you. You know what I mean? They pretend to others perhaps that they're not concerned, or they pretend to you that they're not concerned, or both. Okay. Tell me about twin flames and cope while they're secretly angry, or either coping with other mechanisms because they can't deal with how it's making them feel. Okay. So let's see. We have the 9 of Cups in the reverse, y'all. This is all about, it looks good on the surface, but if you go deep down, you'll see it is messed up. This person is not doing well. Okay. But they are superficial. They're pretending like everything is all good. See, the Knight of Cups. See, this person is politicking. That's what I call the 9 of Cups energy. It's like my negotiator, right? They're politicking. They're going back and forth to create an image. Okay. But this is superficial. It's not real. It's fake. Don't believe them. Fake news. They are mad and sad and everything but glad beneath the surface. Okay. They are. They are. But that is karma for this person. We have the 8 of Wands. See, they are angry. Okay. That's all I can say. Expect a lot of communication, or there is a lot of communication on the back end. They just may not be saying anything to you. They're pretending like nothing's bothering, but they're doing everything in the world to cope so that they have a little flame that's going off to the side that you're not aware of. Okay. Just count on it. So let's look at the That was heavy and dark. Let's go ahead and look at some healing waters here for the spiritual advice here. Okay. Let's really brighten up our chakras here because that energy was bitter. That's what I'm going to say. It was bitter. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. If I had a card that said bitter, I would pull it. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where I am with this. Or a card that said bittersweet on it, I would pull it. Or salty. I do have a salty card somewhere in one of my decks. All right, so let's see. Tell me about the advice. What is the advice for Cancer? For Cancer's person. All cross watchers are welcome on this channel. So if you are the other person in Cancer's life and Cancer is doing this to you, hey, this is a thing. So interesting, we talk about salt. We have Atlantis here, okay? We have Atlantis here. Keep the big vision. How many times did I say the big picture in this reading? It says staying in alignment, y'all. As you grow. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? You have a bigger picture in mind. This person is looking on a very superficial, very, very surface, very, very low vibrational energy. Okay. They're looking on a very small scale. You are thinking bigger picture. It's all about ascension. It's all about growing. It's not about a temporary sacrifice, right? It's not about you withholding from this person. It's about you growing and becoming a better person. And if you were to align with this person, then they would be able to partake in those same beauties, right? Or benefits or whatever it is that you gave this person. But if they're not in alignment with you, there's no sense in trying to drag them on. If you cut the strings, what are you holding on to? There's nothing to hold on to. And there's nothing for them to hold on to, better yet. So we'll look at that. So keeping the big vision and staying in alignment as you grow, baby. So as you grow, sometimes you gotta go because everybody is not gonna grow and go with you. Do you get it? You dig? And we have birth mysteries. Okay, birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? Hello. See what I mean? Like you could be literally on the verge of creating that next big innovation for the universe or, mankind or just your neighborhood. I don't know. But something that you are meant to do that this blockage, this toxic energy is trying to stop you or block you from. And Spirit is saying, I feel like in this sense, to please keep your mind on the big picture, right? Staying in alignment as you grow. That means, okay, with birth mysteries, remembering what it is that you are here for. What is your purpose? Why was I put here? Was it to deal with this nonsense foolery, ninja energy? No, I don't think so. It's to be the goddess or the star seed or the earth angel or, the blessing that I am. Okay, or that I was put here for. So keeping the bigger picture is a really good way to keep yourself in alignment with what Spirit needs you to be doing and where Spirit wants you to be. Underneath the deck, the behind the scenes energy, we have the ripple effect going on here. Okay, so like I said, what goes up must come down, as above, so below, or it's almost like the ripple effect. Something happens to one person and they are going to present that energy off to the world. And I feel like you need to figure out what your ripple effect is. Part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. See what I'm saying? It's like stop. It's almost like keep your mind elevated, stay ascended, stay on the big picture. Keep your mind on the big picture, right? Don't bow down to these lower vibrational energies that are trying to stop you from making it to your destination. It is not going to happen anymore. They are not welcome in your path and in your energy field. Okay, you are going to rebuke them back to the lower places where they came from if they are not in ascension mode. Anything that's not in ascension mode with you should not be welcome. They should be uninvited. I feel like that's also why we had that energy of gather. Like this person wanted you, they wanted you to invite them. You see what I mean? They wanted to accept the invitation, but the invitation wasn't being extended. Okay. It was invite and it was looks, right? They were looking for an invitation from you. It wasn't coming. And I feel like this person got big mad. Okay. And they wanted to teach you a lesson. They wanted to teach you a lesson. I'm telling you right now, karmic lesson, and then the Six of Swords, which represents learning a lesson and moving on. Yeah, they were wanting to teach you a lesson, and they wanted to do it in a major way with that Seven of Wands. See what I mean? All action, but I feel like they were all talk here, right? It was all looks here. Okay, it was all looks and no action with this person. But yeah, part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. So, like, don't worry about these little small minions that are coming. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know. Let's pull a couple from our angel and energy oracle decks and see what we got here. Yeah, Spirit says, don't worry about it. I got this already taken care of. Look, contract, baby. It's already under contract. It's already, the details are already worked out. See what I mean? Balance here. See what I mean? There's an energy of I've already looked through the contract. I already got all the small details handled. You don't have to worry about it, right? Just handle, do what you're supposed to be doing, and play your part here. Play your part. Yeah, think about the fine print, right? I think about the fine print as being the details. That is all worked out. Spirit already has all these things, or all these little low vibrational energies that are going to be coming at you, like these irritating little fruit flies that only exist when I'm here. Once I go to my studio, you won't see not one interference of that kind. None of that, y'all. Is so much peace. I cannot wait to have everything there, which that is happening soon. But yes, it's like you, that is already taken care of, baby. Where you are going, once you get in alignment, right? Once you get out of the low vibrational energy where you have to deal with the fruit flies of your life. Do you know what I mean? Switch up the location, right? Where they're not invited, where they do not belong, where they are out of place. Okay, maybe you're infringing on their territory, and it's like, okay, fix it, Jesus. And that's what we are going to be doing here. Okay. That is what we are doing. So let's keep it moving and see what else we have here. This is all advice, general or spiritual advice. Okay. Okay. Not the right time. And with contract here, see, this is an energy of this is not the time to be bound to any person, place, entity, or the like. When you are trying to be free, right? With that Eight of Swords, it's all about keeping you bound, right? That marriage, that was all about a binding. That rooted energy with the Hierophant, that was all about binding you, keeping you held, or keeping you down, tied down, right? This ain't the right time, especially when you're ascending, when you're trying to keep the bigger picture, when you're trying to create, when you're trying to ascend. You can't have any attachments. And I mean that. And take it how it resonates, whatever that means for you guys. All right. With cope here, maybe some of you are, doing things to cope that, you don't need, right? There's an energy of leaning into your own gifts and energy and powers. You have all of that. You can replace all of that. There's nothing that you have to be attached or addicted to. Okay. Take it how it resonates. I definitely am. Okay. So let's see what else we got here for advice. So also be mindful, don't sign any contracts right now. Spirit is saying it's not the right time. What is the advice here? And look, we have the garden and the gate, number 30. Okay, a number of creation, right? And there's an energy of she's standing in the garden, right? Standing in the garden. She's standing in the garden. On the other side of the gate, there are green pastures, right? And is there an energy of, do you almost get that feeling of it looks greener, or does that grass look greener on the other side? Well, there's a whole entire garden where she's standing, right? I'm just trying to see where her eyes are. Yeah, her eyes are gazing outside of the gate. There's a little birdhouse that is above her head. And birds are known to carry or bring messages. It's also a representation of traveling. There's also a dove, I believe, in the distance, in the clouds. So this is like a spiritual message here. With number 3, I'm just getting a divine message here. I'm also seeing a horizon. I'm seeing the rays of the sun, but I'm seeing the horizon, and I'm seeing her looking out into this open pasture and seeing how there are no flowers, there's no vegetation, there's all of the work that was put into the garden where she is, but she's looking out at all of the places that are basically opportunities, right? To grow things, right? And 3 also represents growing. You think of the 3 of wands. So this is an energy of thinking, like, if I could just go out or get outside of this gate, there's so much more that I could be doing. Take that how it's resonating here in this reading. It is not the time to be so concerned about all of this silly things that are happening, or low vibrational energy, or any of these things, because there's so much of a bigger picture or a bigger purpose that you have. You are here for bigger things. You have more important things to do. Just like me, I could be, obsessing over somebody who would rather, after, 2 decades of being with someone, that would just, discard a person or cheat or lie or do any of the things. Like I could do that, or I could be focusing on, world peace, or growing, vegetation and learning how to, pot plants. I don't know, something, anything that is of a higher vibration, right? Than doing something that is on a lower vibration. Whatever that pertains to, whether it's smoking cigarettes, whether it's, having relations outside of marriage, whether it's, whatever it is that you are ascending from or ascending into, you know what I mean? Or from, it's all about the bigger picture. And that's just from my interpretation and intuitive energy of the cards and seeing the cards right now. Okay. What did I tell you? Under the deck, we have yes, and we have number 37, the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. Didn't I tell you this? And then we have financial constraints. Look at this, y'all. I cannot make this up with the world. See, I told you. I told you. This is an end of a cycle. You are speaking up. There's an energy of your third chakra is being activated. You are speaking up your voice. You're making sure that you are communicating clearly what it is. And with yes here, this is what Spirit is very happy about right now. I feel like Spirit is almost like the angels are rejoicing. Do you see what I mean? I feel like this is a blessing, all right, with that Wheel of Fortune energy from you. This is a blessing for you. This is a blessing. But see, look, we have the world and financial constraints here. So, like I said, there's a cycle that is shifted, and this person is finding themselves on the other end of it. It's not the happy end of it. I'm just saying. So, that is the reading, and I'm sticking to it. And I think we're going to end things right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the message. I hope that gave you more clarity into your person's energy. Please go check out part 1. This was a little bit longer winded, but it was a deeper explanation, and we got into some extras at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the message. Hit those like buttons if you didn't already. And I love you guys. Make sure you are subscribed. Check out my other 2 channels. The links are below. Put a heart in the comment section. All right. And I'll enter you into the drawing for a free reading. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.